Okay, so I'm Ming here. I will actually talk to you about how to build a client web apps using C# using WebAssembly, and during your COVID-19 stay-at-home period, right? So let me go through this with you. Hopefully, you stay safe, stay home. Okay, so let me go to the today this is our agenda. Okay, so the agenda today will be I will talk about the general info. Okay, I will actually talk about the hosting model. I will basically talk about then I demo to you how to use your Blazor and what is actually Blazor, right? So the problem is that I can't see you guys. Normally I can see all of you guys, but now I'm actually you all are invisible from me. Okay, so this is what I'm going to demo, and I'm going to tell you what is actually Blazor today. In order for me to preserve some of the bandwidth, I think I will take away my own screen, right? So the camera, so you can actually see the slide and the demo better. Okay, next let's go to Blazor. Okay, so Blazor basically is a .NET framework for building the web apps using C#. And actually, for this Blazor framework, right, what you will do is that you are actually using C# all the way, right? So you don't need to worry so much about JavaScript, right? So you can also actually what is actually Blazor is actually browser plus Blazor. If you are familiar with the ASP.NET MVC, right? ASP.NET MVC, not the web form, the MVC. So you know there's a Blazor view, right? So basically there is somehow the syntax and so on are the same, but it is actually not really the same component. Okay, so and also you can still use your HTML, CSS, right, and C#. So in the past, if you are familiar with ASP.NET MVC, right? So you will see that that the model is just like how my screen is showing you, right? So you can see how my screen is actually showing you is that, right? In MVC arena, right? So when you have you are using current MVC, then you are actually do a lot of AngularJS, React, Backbone, Knockout, right? And I believe the people using the MVC, ASP.NET MVC, less than 50% of the people is actually using the Blazor view. I believe more than 50% of the people is doing this, right? Which is actually putting the HTML with the Angular JS framework. Okay. Okay. So, and what happened to the MVC framework, and the so-called Angular that you have, and also the React and so on, right? So you ended up a lot of code, right? Like this, right? So there is a lot of jQuery inside there, right? You might need to take care, right? So when you see that, when you see the one in front of me, right? The screen in front of me, is that you cannot actually put a breakpoint, right? You have a C#, right? You know that I want to debug this thing. I can actually use C#, you know, I can actually put a breakpoint. But when you put a breakpoint in this code, I think everyone using Visual Studio before will know that your breakpoint will be the whole everything, right? You can't actually breakpoint them, right? So that is the problem, that if you have a lot of jQuery, right, kind of a thing, right, like what you see in the script, right? So that is why that, and actually Google also come up with WebAssembly, right? It's a standard framework. They are also utilizing rather WebAssembly, but their WebAssembly is actually running on C++, right? And you have this guy's very special guy that you in .NET arena, you have this thing called C#. So they are adding another layer called C# in the normal WebAssembly actually, right? So you are seeing that. So okay, but this Blazor, you don't need plugin, right? So you don't need a special plugin to your browser, to your whatsoever, but you need to have the browser that support WebAssembly. WebAssembly, okay? You need to have a browser that support WebAssembly. The IE is not going to work, right? IE is not going to work, right? Sadly to say, but you have something called Edge, and you have something called Chrome, is still going to work for you, right? So the JavaScript part, you will not have to worry. You can still use JavaScript. Whatever framework that you have, you basically can still utilize them. Along the way, right? Along the way, so Blazor actually introduced back in the I believe Ignite last year, okay, and along the way things change, right? Things change. So you can see you have a client side and also the server side, right? So the client side will be the WebAssembly, right? So the Blazor server side is somehow, the code structure is somehow different, right? So today I'll more showing you on the WebAssembly side, building the scratch from the Visual Studio 2019, right? So as you can see, actually Microsoft is only going to launch this year, right? Coming next month, right? Soon, few days more. So we will see that how is this thing goes, right? And you will also realize that in some of my, sometimes if you visit my blog and so on, you will realize that the whatever that I can do in Visual Studio 2017, right? I'm a neutral guy, right? I'm a pretty neutral guy, even at Microsoft MVP. I will not push you to use all the way to the newest technology, okay? But somehow, Blazor, you have no much choice, because Visual Studio 2017 does not support .NET Core 3.0, right? So in order to support .NET Core 3.0, you need to use Visual Studio 2019, right? So there's no way for you to do a Blazor in 2017, sad to say, but you need to use the 2019, right? What is this Blazor assembly doing to you? Okay, so the code run at the client side. So you run the browser, you will actually take the document object as well. Same thing, right? Later on, I will actually demo it to you, right? You will see it very clearly that right, your DMO actually is, you will actually, you can have a develop time error, right? If you don't follow certain syntax, right? It's very hard. So you don't have to wait until runtime, right? So what happened? What happened in the JavaScript with your HTML is that most of the time, or sometimes when you run your web page, right? You will realize that when you run your web page, there's no error and there's nothing come up. I think that sounds familiar to you, right? Because you cannot have a syntax error during the development, right? What I want to show you is that during development time, you can see the syntax error actually, which is a development error during development. So you will not have something that's up to runtime you run and the thing doesn't come out. Then the error will be, the syntax error will be showing, right? So I'm going to show it to you, right? Okay, this is what actually happening, right? I will show you later on as well. What are the dependencies actually inside the Blazor app? Okay, so the dependency inside the Blazor app, right? They are actually running mono, right? So meaning that your Blazor app can actually run across platform, right? You can actually run your Blazor app in Linux, right? I'm not too sure about mono in iOS, but I'm pretty sure that you can actually run it in Linux, okay? And then there's a WebAssembly DLL that you are actually putting it in, and then also you need a browser, right? So you will actually, I will show you how to deploy into Azure as well. But unfortunately, I think because just before Microsoft go live, there's something breaking. That may not work. But somehow, I'm still linking my application to SQL Azure and Azure Portal, right? So SQL Azure, I will actually show you that the apps that I'm going to show you how to build. Hopefully you can, actually it's just a minor editing in your standard template. Hopefully you can pick it up and just try it. And that you don't have to really link it to a SQL Azure. You can actually link it to a SQL on-prem if you don't have a SQL Azure. Okay, so this is the advantages of the Blazor. Okay, so the advantages of the Blazor is that, right, you can actually deploy into a serverless platform, right? If you go to Azure, you know that you actually have the app service, right? You actually have actually the Microsoft do target to deploy this into the blob storage, right? I will show you that if you still can have the luck and still go to get that fixed before they launch in May, right? So you can actually try it out. But this thing will be matured, hopefully it will be matured in May, right? The everything they were going to actually release it in May. May, I believe it will be the steady version. Even whatever I show you today, it might break, okay? Right, so that you have to keep in mind, right? It's, because they are going to release the final edition in May, right? But now as I try for a few months, it is actually pretty stable. Okay, so the disadvantages will be is if you have a server site, you will download a large, depending on how large is the size, right? It depends on, and the tooling support is less matured, as I said, right? So come to May, right, you will be more matured, and I will actually, seeing that this is a good technology to go, right? Then you don't really need to worry so much. I hope that to plug in Angular, so now even Google is telling you that they are going to use WebAssembly, C++ as a front end. You listen carefully, it is just like .NET but they are not using C#, they're using C++, okay? Yeah, not Java, okay? This is another rendering method, okay? So I'm going to skip this one, right? This rendering model because the rendering model, this one I believe is in the new template. You cannot see that as a default. But if you have an existing code, you can actually still run it, but not the new template that in the Visual Studio 2019. So that's why I'm not going to touch so much on the server, so-called the server client model in Blazor, because of the standard the template that is going to have in your Visual Studio. I'm going to show you later. You will only have one template, right? You won't be able to find the second one. Okay, this is the slide before I go into the demo, right? So as I'm telling you, right, that the Blazor server template is not really there, right? But client is there, but you need .NET Core 3.1, right? So there's no other extension is needed, right? So you only need the template 3.1, okay? And I think from now, the rest of the time I will be doing the demo before I come back to the a few slides before the end, right? I will show you the pretty much of demo right now. So let me switch to my okay. So I hope you can see that my virtual machine. Okay. Okay, so this is my virtual machine. Let me just do it. Okay. I might have some. I need to scroll down. Okay. Now, let me do an auto high on this because okay, yeah. So my full screen is here, right? You can see all my components down here, right? Okay. So this is a Visual Studio. Let me right-click this and start a new one for you, okay? Let me start the Visual Studio, brand new Visual Studio for you. Okay, so now you see the Visual Studio, right? So the one that I opened in the background, let me just minimize the one that I opened in the background. This one is that after I did that I want to show you, right? But before that, you should be able to see when you start the Visual Studio, right? So this is what you are going to see, right? So you can see that actually because of the demo to you guys today, I actually playing almost every day of your Blazor to show it to you, right? So okay, so how do you actually create a Blazor app, right, from the scratch, right? I believe that you will not have a lot of changes from now, right? So you're basically saying that I want to create a new project, right? Okay, so so the new template, right? Visual Studio, you know that you can see that the cursor here is just so tiny. You can see my cursor. Hopefully, your screen is big enough, right? And this is a very tiny cursor here. So you have a long list, right? Then you are actually worrying about, this is only the Blazor template that I'm going to have. you don't have to worry. You can actually come to the search box here. You just type Blazor, right? Yeah. In the actual fact, right? This is the only Blazor template you have, right? And you just go and say next, right? So I'm going to build from the scratch for you guys one Blazor app, right? So it's not pre-built, right? There's a lot of time people are saying that, oh, everything you pre-built, how are you going to build from the scratch? So from the scratch for you, then I will just tell you how to add whatever that I have to deal with the data that you would have, right? The data that you have, so not the standard anymore. So I'm going to say demo here. So I'm going to just say create, right? So you can see that you only have this assembly here. Okay, so by default, you will have a configure to HTTPS, right? I think I can just leave it to default. It will be just generate a serve sign certificate for you. But if you don't want, you can just take it away. There's no big deal, right? So you're just saying that I just run HTTP, you can still do that. I will just say create. Okay, you can see very clearly down here. It's a bit small, right? I don't know, not too sure. I have a zoom it, but no, why not? So it's actually for you is 3.1.1, right? You need 3.1.1 to do this template, right? Lesser than this will not work, right? So I'm going to click create. Oops. There's a thunderstorm going on. Okay. Okay, so you will actually see the screen right now. Okay, creating a Blazor app. Okay. So what you have right now, you can actually just run it like that, okay? Let me just run and show it to you before I go into the code. Okay. So I will click IIX Express. Of course, you can actually move it to IIS and move it to Azure. I show you how to do all that slightly later, right? You will just click IIS Express, and then it will just run, right? When it is running, you take a while to run. I'm actually running a Windows 2016 server here, right, in this VM. And you can see that actually I have an Edge browser here, right? Which actually you can actually download the Edge today and install in 2016, right? So this is the Edge browser, right? So you don't have to say that, okay, I only need to have a Chrome and IE, but you have an Edge as well, right? So it's still running. It take a while. Okay, it's coming up. Right, so you can see that this guy coming up, right? My Chrome is coming up, okay, and it takes a while to actually load the. I only have 3.5 gig. That's right for my VM. Just nice to survive. Okay, okay, it will take a while. Because this is the first time I run it. Right, so another one will be, I have run before, hopefully later on, another one I show you will be a bit faster. It's rounding. Okay, this is the, yeah. So you need a machine with a 16 gig, right? So 8 gig will not be enough. Okay, when it is coming out, right? When it is coming out, let's look at what are the code that they have, right? So as I mentioned, you look at the dependency here. They are actually, hopefully this is not too small to you. they are actually having the .NET Core in the back, right? Let me make it bigger for you to see, right? And you can see that they have all the ASP.NET Core here, right? In the framework itself, is everything is actually .NET Core, right? Right, this is the structure. So you have a data folder, and you have a page. These are the pages that you are going to see it on. So the page, the first page you are going to see is actually the index result, right? Yeah, it's here, right? This is actually the index result, right? So every individual of this, right? You have a home, you have a counter, right? The counter with the counter page, right? And you have the fresh data, right? So you have the 3 pages here, right? All the 3 pages are here, right? So this is actually your Razor app running, okay? So what is in the counter here then, right? The counter here, when I click the counter, okay, so you will actually increasing, right? The number is increasing, right? Okay. And if I say fresh data, right? If I click counter again, you see it's increasing, eh? I show you the code later on. When you say fresh data, right? So this is the data, weather data that they get it from web services, right? You get it from web services, okay? So let's see what is the code. Let's leave this open. We just play with the counter, right? Go to the counter page, right? Right, so you see the counter page is only that simple, right? It's only that simple. So what happens if I put the breakpoint here, right? Let me make the code bigger for you to see, right? Let me put the code bigger for you to see, right? Hopefully it's big enough for you. So let me just put slightly bigger more. 130. 130. Enter. Nope. Nope. 130. Enter. Okay. So now I just try and just have a front to actually go back to here and just have a click. Right? And you realize that you have a breakpoint here will break straight away. Right? Right? You can actually see what is the value here. Right? The value here, right? If you just go through, step it through here, right? You realize that it's actually 1, right? Yeah. So if I let this guy run, again, just run this guy, you will actually see 1 here, right? So you can do a breakpoint as such, right? So that is what you can do, right? So, okay. And the interesting thing about this Razor thing is that, okay, let me just cross it right now. Let me just cross this guy. And what is interesting is that, right, okay, if I want to put another thing here, right, called counter2, for example, right, I just paste it here, and I just say counter2, right, you can see what is going on. Yeah, if I just put the counter2 there, you see there's a red line straight away come out, right, because it is actually telling you, right, it's actually telling you that this thing is not going to work, right? If when you go on and force it to run, it will actually hit bound into error, right? Because the thing doesn't exist. Okay, so how you do it, right? So you can actually do the same thing here, right? Do the same thing here, just copy and paste it. And I will just put 0 here as well, right? So from here, I will put 2, right? The moment I do this, you can see the red line gone, right? So your DOM element actually bind to your code down here. So you will not have some syntax error that when you run the page, you see there's no error and your data is not coming out. Hopefully you won't see that anymore, right? You see that a lot when you're doing, I believe, Angular, React, and so on. And I hope that this time you don't have to do that. You don't have that problem anymore, right? So with that, I can actually put this one here for fun. I'll just say plus counter. Let me be more best. Just say counter plus 2 then. Okay, right? So what happened is that, okay, just run it, right? So I just run this guy again. Okay, I save, yeah, save it, okay. So if I run this guy again, wow, it'd be great. This is work from home, right? So whatever that happen surrounding your home, right? You guys will know. Okay, so now it's running. Hopefully it won't take that long again to just render the page for me. Yeah, it still take a while to actually render. Okay, when this guy is actually coming out again, right? Let us just go to the back end again to have a peek. Okay, what you will do here is that you can see another one page, right? That's now the fresh data. Okay, this one is slightly more complicated, right? Okay, so I'm going to show you later on my example with the data that I'm going to show it to you. I'm actually modified just from this page, right? So it's just pretty fun, right? But that's why you have to know what is this page doing actually, right? So it's actually pretty simple, right? This is just a table. This is HTML, right? Right? HTML, there's nothing rocket science, right? And then you have a loop here. You have a loop inside the HTML. Okay, this is a Blazor, and this is the code, right? The code is that you can actually go to the back end, right? So you can actually right-click this guy and just go to the definition. Yeah. So you come to this page, right? So it's the same thing, right? So if there's no JavaScript, right? There's so you can actually just come to the here, this guy, fetch data, right? So you right click here, you actually come up to here, right? So this is something that I believe you can't actually do it when you are doing JavaScript, right? So okay, so okay, so the page is up again, okay? So let's go back to the button again. So now if I click this guy again, okay, I put a breakpoint, right? So you can actually go through the breakpoint, right, and just step it through, right? So you can see 1 and 3, right? So it's actually pretty, actually another way for you, it's a new thing for you to try, right? So this is, I think it's pretty good, okay? So I will actually cross this right now. I'll show you the one that I customize using my own data and how I create the model in the back and how I actually tap to the database, right? So let me just cross this guy. Okay, stop debugging. Yes. Okay. Okay. So also at the same time, right? So it's a bit small. Let me connect to this guy, right? I have an Azure database here, right? It's called SSIS-DB, right? So then I just actually connect my SSMS. Those guys that familiar with SQL database should know this. So I actually connect to my Azure, right? So I just say connect. Of course, you need to put in the right password, okay? And I'll just see, you need to sign in, right? So I have to sign in. Then I actually go to my cloud, right? Go to my SQL area, right? So yep, this is my, don't spam me, right? So this is my email. So I actually connect to the SQL area, right? Okay. So you can actually see I have a database, SSIS right? This is my Azure database, okay? So I do have a page that I modified. Let me show it to you. I have a static page called people, right? This is, you see, just now it's exactly like the weather just now, but I just modify it. But my backend actually changed, okay? My backend actually changed, right? And you have something called people service here, right? And this is what I have created here. Okay, you need to actually create a service. Okay, so I will actually have static. You can see this is static, right? It's a static data. I think I don't want to show you the arrow so much. I just want to actually show you the Azure one instantly. Okay, because I think we are running slightly out of time. Okay, now, so this is my newly created service. Okay, so basically what I need to do, okay, you need to put in the standard async, right? It's an asynchronous, okay? Async, right? I haven't found a synchronous way for the Blazor. The Blazor has no synchronized way to do this yet. So it's an async way, right? So I will put a breakpoint here for you to see that actually is going to here. Right? I can just put a breakpoint everywhere, right? That's what the developer needs, okay? Rather than you do something that you can't actually break, and then you don't know where's the error, right? So, okay, let me just run this guy, right? So I see people here, right? So I see people here, I just run this guy. Okay, there's one more thing here you have to remember. Whatever you put in here, added in here, you have to put into the startup, I believe. Right? You have going to startup, right? You basically see that no, I actually need to add this thing here, right? You cannot just add into the data folder, right? And you just forget about it. You have to add in here as well, right? So then you will actually now you can actually run it. And when I click this guy, right? So I click this guy again. You take a bit of unable to. Uh-oh. Oh no. Let me just run it again. Click. Oh no, why I can't able to? Okay, there's some trouble here. Live they always have the trouble here. Okay, so let me just see my eye. I think this guy is doing it, right? So let me just exit this guy. This is the IX Express. IX Express. So let me just click it again. We still cannot. Oh no. So let me just cross this guy again. So hopefully it's, I can actually show it to you. Okay, don't give me trouble. Just exit this guy. I've run it so many times, and this guy don't want to let me go. Okay, so let me just start it one more time. So this is the guy that I have. Okay, it's opening. Come on. Okay, it's loading. Okay. Okay, so hopefully I have some magic in this Just click this guy again. Hopefully I don't have to reboot my machine. I believe I don't have to. Right, it keeps running, right? So as I said, right, this guy is actually still preview, right? So you have those funny problems sometimes, right? It's still preview, right? So okay, now it's running, right? So I just recall what I'm telling you, right? What I'm telling you is that I actually created the service, right? I put a breakpoint here, right? So I'm actually below here. Actually, I'm connecting to take the data from my Azure. Of course, I will not show you my Azure's connection string because there's a password in there. I didn't actually encrypt it, right? So I actually put inside, I conceive inside here, right? But I will show you that when I change the data in the Azure, this guy will actually run, right? So let me just come back to here. Oops, it's still rendering. Okay. So let's go to here a while, right? And let's actually go to the thing that I play with. Okay, I go to this file here, and I go to the, okay. So why you use Azure SQL, right? So basically, if you deploy it into a blob storage, the blob storage, or you deploy it into the app service in Azure, so-called serverless, then you will, if you don't use the SQL Azure, you will have a hard time for your program to connect the database back into your on-prem server, right? So that's why you are using actually the SQL Azure server. Okay, let me just select this guy, right? I select everything from this guy, product. Okay, right? So you know that it's actually it's real. So where this guy? Wow, thunderstorm. So this guy, right? You will see that okay, the pricing is actually set to 18, right? Okay. So this is the Azure. Okay, now come back to here. Now it's running. Okay. So now this is the people that I created, right? The moment I click the people, you can see that actually you will actually see it comes in here to actually take the data, right? Static data. When I run again, you will see that actually render it here, right? Into your Blazor. And if I go into my product, right? You will see the 18, right? Right? I'm telling you that this is getting it from my SQL Azure, right? Right. So what happens if I change the price here to 211, for example, right? So I'm actually just select this statement. I just want to update my pricing there, right? In my Azure, right? So now you can see that SQL Azure is not an alien or rocket science, right? It's just like a SQL server, right? So, and now if I refresh this page, right? If I refresh the page, you will see straight away I get back 211, right? It's actually connected to my Azure, right? The back end is pretty much the same, right? In fact, the Razor page, let me just stop this guy. In fact, the Razor page, it looks almost exactly the same as the rest that I'm showing you. So you can actually start doing it yourself as well, because you can see that it's not that complicated for you to just play around, right? So you can see that it's actually the same, right? I have a HTML table, and I have for each to actually look through my my data. and also that then I have get people here, right? So I just going to that will actually get back my data into all the element here, right? All the element here, right? So okay, so that I think is pretty much it. Anything I missed out? Let me see. Okay, the one last thing is that you can actually publish it to by right. You can actually publish it to blob storage, right? But the problem is with the template, the new template that Microsoft provided to you, when you publish it, right, you can no longer find this folder, right? This folder is no longer there. So that's why I don't want to share this review, because you may not be able to publish it because you don't have that when you publish, right? It used to have, but actually, I think just the preview idea, they changed something. So this part break, okay? And okay, let me go back to the slides. Okay, so all this, the whole ecosystem, right? I'm not advertising for this guy, right? So I think many people will know if you are using ASP.NET since the day 2002, you know some of this guy, right? Terroric has been there, right? Dev Express has been there, right? Those guys has been there to actually develop a UI for you, right? A UI for you, right? So the different customized device for you, but which you may not need it. But if you want to have a simple, you don't want to code your own. It's like me, right? I'm not a UX guy, right? So if you need a nice UX, you might want to get it from this, right? You can check it out. People is already developed it, so I believe if Blazor is going forward will work, right? You were not like the razor last time. Okay, there's one more thing I want to show it to you. Yes, now I remember, right? Let me just switch back to this machine. One more thing. When you want to add the razor page, right? This razor page here is not big enough. Let me just pronounce it to you. This is R-A-Z-O-R, right? When you add that page, you right click this, you add item, right? Don't add razor page. Listen carefully. Don't add razor page. It will not work for you, right? Don't add razor page. Right? You go and add the new items. Add new items, right? Razor component, right? Razor component, right? When you choose razor component, you see that the extension is actually razor, right? Dot razor, okay? So don't, if you want it to work, don't want to be struggle, right? Do not use add razor page. That is not a razor page. That is a razor component. Okay, right? I believe that, right? That is one of the key things that I just don't want you to just try it and just why it doesn't work, right? Okay, so now you know. Okay, so basically you can actually do a experiment by yourself. Now you know how to get started to do an experiment by yourself, right? And okay, so I hope you see most of this thing. I do a data mining for you. I do a component for you. You see somehow the routing, how the routing works. Injection part I didn't touch so much. Form, you see the form. I created the form for you, right? So and so on, right? So okay, so I believe that bring me to the end. Right? So let me just switch back to my teams and see whether there's any thing here for me. I have 5 questions. Right, so we can use method only. Yes, you can, but actually I have the demo. Actually, want to demo it to you, but unfortunately, I think I'm running out of time to demo that to you. You can run it as a backend only. Yes, you can, but that isn't come with the template. If you want, right? Actually, I have it in my blog. You can either contact me or you go to the blog that you can actually find one sample actually with the server side on it, right? So, and you just want to use the JS. People still want to use the JS. Yes, you can if you want to do that, right? But try to use the Blazor front end if you want to. Just try to experience. Okay. How do you secure your Blazor assembly if we download and modify the code. Okay, I didn't actually show you the front end. I believe when you're in the browser, when you write source, right, it's just you just render as HTML source. You will not see the C# code, no. You will not see, if I remember correctly, you will not see the C# code. It will be just like your web form, right? When you right click, right? You will generate what you render back to you in your browser. You won't see the C# code there, right? So how does the Blazor framework support the hot reloading? Okay, there's a signal R, but then they want a signal R, right? You can look into that, the signal R part. And may I ask what is the syntax of? Oh, that alias is actually the Razor view standard, right? For the way that just like how you get your UI element, the DOM element. This is the alias for that front end page. Okay, for register for CI container, usually to .NET Core. Okay, and transfer support to. Okay, that I need to check the last question. I need to check because I'm not sure about the CI container, right? Yeah. So that I need to check. That so okay. With that, I think thank you very much of your time. Okay, and same thing. Stay safe. Stay home. Right. I hope we can see face to face soon. Right. Thank you very much for your time and goodbye.